So, it's probably the last journal entry for the night. It's getting pretty late. I'm tired. I wonder, man, what's the whole metaphor with like tigers, man? Like, what's the whole thing about like, a tiger in a cage, man? They used to make up like children's like little tunes and like any mini money mo catch a tiger by a tail. We all know how that goes. So, my question to the tiger is there entertainment to watch you? Let me rephrase. Is there entertainment? What inspires them is keeping you in that cage. Tell me, tiger. I don't think you're just gonna stay there asleep. You know you were meant to be free. Like all tigers. So the longer you stay in that cage, the longer you're just taking a dump there. Or you're just taking another nap. I won't judge. But still, the tiger in this metaphor is me, by the way. I wonder, my room, it's the freest place I can be, but it can also be a cage as well. It all depends on your perspective, I suppose. So maybe my perspective is just that I tend to keep myself in a cage. Not because, the world or whatever, just because, it's just a nice place to rest. Well, I also pondered the meaning of that cage. Was it really meant to keep me safe from others, or was it meant to keep me safe from myself? A little bit of both, I suppose. I wonder what the bars symbolize. I see tigers that run free, and I see tigers that are kept in captivity. More or less domesticated tigers. Don't really have a deep fascination with them. It's just, the proverbs, the philosophies, people who shared the time with that tiger. Definitely left some interesting things to think about. But hey, once you catch the tiger by the tail, why does he holler and expect you to let go? So hey, not tigers aren't invincible. They do have their tails. That's a double entendre right there. They're animals that are meant to be free, but because they got to know humans, like me, they became entrapped. Their new home became a cage, a prison, a zoo exhibit, call it what you will. It's just another way for humans, like me, to look at something that defies my understanding. And why is there this deep fascination to imprison an animal just to study it? Well, that's why I come back to the conclusion that it's just a domesticated animal, a pet. Now, what is the meaning behind a pet? I own a cat, but he's nothing like a tiger, even though his ancestors are tigers, lions, whatever. How can I really know? I'm not a scientist. Sure, I can look it up, but hey, I'm gonna act like the internet isn't here for a moment, rely on my own fucking, brain cells to survive. Not be linked to the hive mind for a moment. Kami is a friend. I rescued him, and I don't keep him in cages. I do see people keeping them in cages. Makes me question the meaning why. Why would you cage each other? And then I have to move, look towards a human, and why do human beings get caged? And it's because at the same time, you think, why would they cage a dangerous animal? To coexist with it, of course. But then again, that's going deeper in the rabbit hole, and I'm not ready to go that deep. So what is the cage for? For me to reflect upon my time? Possibly. If I was a tiger in a cage, it's more like it's their looking version of a looking glass. Their way of studying you, examining you, probing you, conducting these thought experiments on you. In essence, they experiment on your mind. So, at what point does the scientist become the subject of his own research? Well, at that point, you got yourself a Frankenstein right there. But, anyways, it's never a good idea to toy with things you create because they do have a way of coming back and haunting you. I'm one of those creations. Evermore, there's always deeper meaning. At least I try to look for it within myself. I don't really care what other people do, but the moment they drag me into their conflict, I do have to get up on their fucking shit and tell them, hey, I'm not a fly seeking your shit. Alright, you want to be the biggest shit stain that's ever existed? Hey, there's plenty of people in line just trying to prove that. So, like I said, I've already paid for my shit. I don't need to go create more. Still, shit makes the world go round, so it's useful. Well, I'm not really gonna go deeper into that, so. I do enjoy the ambiance of these colors. Pretty nice. So, the deeper meaning behind me is that, hey, once I'm exposed to the light, you see my essence, you know what I am. But yet, when I revert to the dark, I am shapeless, I am nothing. I am simply a form of thought. And this is what I truly believe separates us from whatever the hell is that we fight. So never regret your life, even for a moment, because at least you're not spending your time wondering why you exist. You find out every day, every moment, every breath you take. So either way, people struggle on, no matter what end of the table they're on, or what side they play for. In the end, you can only fight for your interests. Those who cling to mine, well, they ain't my friends. But then again, what am I interested in? Oh, just being left alone. So that's why, hey, we all have one thing in common. We just want to be left alone. So, so one more thing to the tiger in the cage. I'm coming for you. This journal's over.